Number 9 asks, what does BPG do to hemoglobin? And how does BPG help an unborn child survive in the womb? All right, well, BPG is a chemical that's found in our blood, and it has the ability to bind to a central cavity of hemoglobin that is found only in the T state. So when BPG is present and bound to hemoglobin, it is locked in the T state and therefore has low oxygen binding affinity. So in general, higher concentrations of BPG are going to lead more so to the T state. Or you can actually write a reaction for this and you can see why. So the T state plus a BPG, right? Yeah. So we'll write kind of a series of reactions here. Right? So the T state combine BPG and become a T state BPG complex. Or the T state can convert to the R state. The R state can't bind BPG. All right, so if we, and I'll actually, for convenience sake, maybe this will make it a little clearer, draw that down there, that reaction just going down there. So if we increase the amount of BPG, all right, that therefore must increase the amount of T state with BPG bound. So this top reaction is going to tend to shift to the right. What does that do to the T state? It decreases the total T state concentration. Well, then this vertical reaction here must shift to the upward direction in order for this equilibrium to be maintained. So an increase in BPG ultimately leads to a conversion of R state to the T state. All right, now, so in a nutshell, BPG, it converts protein towards the T state and lowers the affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen. All right, well, lowering the affinity of hemoglobin for oxygen allows the hemoglobin to release oxygen more so. All right, so BPG allows hemoglobin in the mother to release its oxygen more so towards the child. Now, there's also another fact that you have to know about the child in order for this to fully make sense. Well, for the child, children have a different subunit in their hemoglobin. They have a gamma subunit. We have alpha and beta subunits. Fetuses have a gamma subunit in their hemoglobin. And the gamma subunit basically prevents BPG binding. So BPG can bind to the mother's hemoglobin, lowering her blood's affinity for oxygen, but it cannot bind to the child's hemoglobin. And so as a result, their hemoglobin retains its high affinity for oxygen, whereas the mother's hemoglobin decreases its affinity for oxygen. And as a result, the child can steal oxygen from its mother's blood.